Hello, and thank you for joining us for a class on your home view, specifically your client and staff widget. Part of this information may seem familiar. In October, we introduced using your client and staff widget to navigate additional consoles. The key to staying engaged with your home view and consoles is a single click of the client's name. See how my client is highlighted in green? When the client is highlighted, I can move among the consoles and view information specific to the client. The new Client Information console is just one additional console. With future optimization, additional consoles and widgets will be added to your home view, so you want to stay engaged with your home view as much as possible. When I click on the Client Demographic Info console, all the information displayed pertains to the client that I have highlighted. If I cannot see all the data in the widget, for instance, with the Legal Status History widget, I can scroll through the information. Or I can undock that widget. Undocking allows the widget to float above the application, and I can make it full screen. Or I can click and drag to resize it and see all the information. When I'm done with this widget, I can click to redock the widget. It's now part of my console. If I need to view another client, all I do is single-click a client name, and the information will update instantly for the selected client, allowing me to navigate through my avatar quickly and efficiently, and view the data I need. Again, to take advantage of the home views and the console and the widgets that are being rolled out, you do want to break the double-click habit of going directly into the chart view. One of the ways that you can access the chart view without a double click is to right-click on the client and select Display Chart. This will open Chart View with only 2 clicks, so it's still quick. And it gets you out of the habit of the double click. In addition, when using the Client and Staff widget and a right-click of the client name, I can view the Current Medications widget. Right-click and pulling up a menu has additional benefits besides helping to break the double-click habit. In review, I want to single-click and select a client. I do have to acknowledge any of the client alerts when I first highlight a client in green. I will click Yes, and I can navigate through my consoles. I'm going back to my home view. So one of the tips that was introduced in October was the fact that you could search for a client, and once you found that client, you could drag and drop that client name up into your Client and Staff widget. We introduced that feature because the caseloads were not quite ready yet, and we wanted you to be able to take full advantage of the consoles. However, in March, the need to use the client lookup will be minimal, as caseloads will be used to pre-populate your client widget. So what does that mean to you to have a pre-populated list? First, let's go ahead and address the bad news. If you need to work with a client who is not on your My Caseload list, you must take additional steps to add that client to your widget. Outpatient providers, you must contact your supervisor. For inpatient providers, it's recommended that you use Inpatient Caseload Assignment. For crisis providers, it is recommended that you continue to use the Client Lookup feature or the Unit tab on the Client and Staff widget. Now, the good news. There are a lot more benefits. The first benefit is that you don't need to repeat the client lookup, drag and drop each time you log into My Avatar just to populate your client list, because it will be pre-populated for you. Secondly, it means that those clients are already there. You gain faster access to clients with just a single click. Once the client is highlighted, you can click on a console to gain quick access to the information you need. And lastly, you can use the Client and Staff widget in combination with your Forms and Data widget. So, with my client highlighted in green, I'm going to click on a client-based form such as my individual progress notes. The selected client's information pulls through to the client header. The client's name and patient ID are pulled into the form. I only need to select the episode of care to start my data entry. Highlighting a client from the Client and Staff widget makes data entry more streamlined. This wraps up the client and staff information. The next is the Forms and Data widget.